Why isolate absolute value first when solving inequalities? Imagine trying to solve a puzzle where one piece is hidden behind a curtain. You need to pull back that curtain first to see what you're working with. That's exactly what isolating the absolute value does when solving inequalities. It clears the way for a straightforward solution. When you have an absolute value in an inequality, it shows the distance of a number from zero, no matter if the number is positive or negative. To understand this distance clearly, you need to get the absolute value expression alone first. This step is important because it turns a complicated inequality into a simpler, more familiar form. Once isolated, you can think of the absolute value as a number representing distance, which makes it easier to set up the right inequalities to solve. For example, if you have an inequality like the absolute value of x plus for minus 6 less than 9, start by isolating the absolute value. Add 6 to both sides, and you get the absolute value of x plus for less than 15. Now, you can rewrite this as two separate inequalities. X plus 4 is less than 15, and x plus 4 is greater than negative 15. This is possible only because the absolute value was isolated first. If you didn't do that, it would be much harder to see how to split the inequality into these two parts. Another reason to isolate the absolute value first is to avoid mistakes with negative numbers. Absolute values can never be negative, so if after isolating you find that the inequality asks for the absolute value to be less than a negative number, you know right away there are no solutions. Or, if it asks for the absolute value to be greater than a negative number, then all real numbers work because absolute values are always zero or positive. Plus, once the absolute value is isolated, solving the inequality inside becomes just like solving a regular inequality. You can focus on finding the range of values for the variable without confusion. It keeps the process clear and organized. So, in summary, isolating the absolute value first helps you understand what the inequality is really asking. It simplifies the problem into familiar parts, making it easier to solve step by step. This approach ensures you don't miss anything and helps you see the true meaning behind the inequality. By doing this, solving absolute value inequalities becomes much more manageable and less confusing.